Hello again, this is Heero Uzuki with more Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising Hard Campaign Mode, the game in which Colin continues to show us just how it is having lots of money is the solution to all of our problems. What's that? The Neo Tank broke. Oh, well, don't worry about it. Daddy will buy me 2 more. What's that? It's Wednesday. Woo! That means I get 3 Neo Tanks and a bomber. Yes, that's how rich that little boy is. That's some of the stuff he can get away with. But that kind of wealth isn't exactly going to help us in this next mission, where we don't exactly have access to Mr. Moneybags. Instead, Santa is going to go stop a missile. Yes, Black Hole is threatening Christmas with a giant missile. Use your words. They are like Santa's little helper said. It's a really big missile. Now, you don't know that. For all we know, it could be made out of paper mache. Just walk over and poke it, push it over. Yeah, well, Santa's worried about Christmas being destroyed. You are on intel duty while Santa and his army of elves and tanks and maybe battlecopters are going to go save Christmas. With, you know, some help from a boy who doesn't know what an airport is. Hello, little boy who does not know what an airport is. He's here to provide the air support. Yes, we noticed. We'll take out half of Blue Moon and all of Christmas, which is why it must be stopped. Santa could probably handle this on his own, but, you know, the help is appreciated. Because the missiles are no longer right over here. We can actually move the battlecopter and then the bomber. But yeah, same map as it was a normal campaign, though a few differences. One of our tanks was swapped out for a medium tank, which, you know, that's nice. We're having some extra hardware of our own. And Andy brought 2 extra bombers. Apparently he was good enough for Christmas. He was a good boy for Christmas, and so he was rewarded with 2 extra bombers. Of course, Flak has some extra hardware of his own in the form of Neo Tanks, and an extra bomber of his own. Yeah, sucks, I know. Why can't we alone have extra hardware? Mechs are slightly closer to the airport, though, they're still, about 2 turns out. Glorious sound. Not quite as good as the sound of artillery, but it is still well and truly majestic. You have to admit that. Can we get the roll? Can we get the roll? Damn. I guess I was asking for a little too much. See that nonsense there? Can we still have to worry about getting our fighter in position to deal with it. I tell you right now, we're probably going to end up losing our anti-air down there in the lower third of the map. Probably. Mosh mosh! Excellent. Great work, Santa's little helper. This is why you're Santa's little helper. Okay. Seems like an intentional design flaw, if you ask me. A giant-ass missile meant to blow away half of Blue Moon and all of Christmas, and yet the power supply has to come from easily capturable buildings. Aim for the weak point, Santa. It's amazing how Andy pays attention to things that are not related to an airport. Okay, so here's a thought. Why don't we go ahead and dust the anti-air in the tanks here? Sounds like a fantastic idea if you ask me. These anti-air are too far away to intercept. Just making sure. Santa's army of elves and tanks are here. Got the roll, nice. We love to see those good luck rolls come through. Boo. Low roll. What's the down low on us forcing out a barbaric blow where it'll have no effect whatsoever? I mean, if we pull that off, then we might be able to save the anti-air. For a little while, anyway. I'm under no illusion that we'll be able to save them entirely. We're probably gonna lose those three down there. Bomb the crap out of the Neo tank. I mean, hey, we don't get to have any for this, so why should he? Awesome, yes. Force him to use it up. I was gonna say we could probably park one of the tanks onto the city, but that would put it within rocket range. Actually, it would put it within rocket range, so I'm questioning the efficacy of such an idea, and whether or not I should still entertain it. so it doesn't get hit. Oh, don't worry. I made sure of that. Listening to Siri and her wildly ineffective tactical advice again. I do have grave concerns about what I'm thinking of right now. Well, just sitting here staring at those units isn't going to make them go away any faster. We gotta commit. I think we gotta commit a medium tank to getting rid of the artillery. Ow! That hurt. That was just as bad. The problem is we have to go, and the only way we're gonna deal with all this is with air support. It's a roll. Let's roll those dice and see what lands where. Yes. The anti-air did enough luck damage. Fire's got a clear path. We can have the anti-air deal with this over here. Ow. That's not fun. Not even a little bit. I'd rather not sack any of my battlecopters to get progress over here. sucks, but it's gonna have to eat a hit. The only way we're gonna get anything done with the missiles. Here comes the fighter to save the day. Whoa. Tank on the city. Ow. 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 That's smart. And now one of the medium tanks is gonna... Oh. I'm about to say one of the medium tanks is gonna take a hit. I'm going to laugh and enjoy myself once I knock out all the anti-air. Santa is bringing the permafrost. Enjoy this one, you prick. Not quite. Why are you all still alive? Stop being alive. Stop it. Can't move the medium tank, we might as well have it shoot. So, Flak, what happened to all those tanks you had over here? They're just gone. They just disappeared. It's almost like magic. Like I said, Santa is coming with his army of angry elves, tanks, and battlecopters. He's gonna save Christmas. Some real expensive shit you're losing, Flak. And he's about out of anti-air. Alright, let's see it. What will you do with this one? That one actually hurt. All these air units you're losing, and you have no airport to replace them. Sucks, don't it? Sound. Ah, lucky shot, you dick. leave that mech alone. What? He looked like he really needed it. Don't think like that, Santa. We will succeed. We will save Christmas. another wildly ineffectual barbarian blow. Must suck not having any anti-air. Really suck. You know, I say all this, but figuring out a way to solve this dilemma really isn't my problem. Well, no, it's too late. You can't have these back. They're mine. This is now the rightful property of Santa Claus. just got enough for Winter Fury. Oh yes, you're going to smash us good with all those units you don't have. What an embarrassment. Bring the winter here, Santa. Leave none of them standing. No survivors. No survivors. Mine. If only you could have. Shame for you. We won, and in a glorious blanket of snow. Oh, absolutely, Santa. Aw, but Santa just put you on the nice list. I mean, he gave you a secure spot on it. Please understand that right now Santa has to project strength at the moment. He can't afford to show any weakness while with Black Hole running rampant. Father Christmas, he has to show that he has zero tolerance.
Mission complete.
He has to show his strength in front of the troops. But he's a big softie. You understand, right? Right. Surely you understand. And surely you also understand that we must now go ahead and stop here while the stopping is good. So, thank you for sorry. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, then consider hitting the like button, the subscribe button, leave me a comment, and hitting that bell to stay updated with more videos from me. With that, this is Heero Uzuki, signing off. Yes, Andy now has a secure spot on the nice list despite not knowing what an airport is. Santa, could you maybe give me a sign that I am no longer on the naughty list? I constantly worry that I am perpetually on that list after what happened in AW1. Give me a sign, Santa.